Happy New Year! Welcome to the 2025 January video challenge. If you're new to the video challenge, welcome. Normally how we do this is every day in January, I try and post a video. They're going to be much more casual than my normal videos, a little bit more vlog style, and a little bit of just what I'm doing every day. But we will be trying to do a video every single day until the end of this month. Right now, I am currently in Hampton, Tennessee at my dad's property. And if y'all have been following for a little bit, you know that this was part of the flooding that happened from Hurricane Helene. My dad, who had been staying at another location that they were renovating the evening that Hurricane Helene came through, was on his way down the mountain to turn over the Airbnb for new guests who were going to be staying there, and had no idea that this flooding was happening. He arrived to a few feet of water, flooding his property, going into his Airbnb, his home, another permanent rental, and the commercial building on his property. Shortly after, the garage where he stored most of his work equipment, his art supplies, and many other things ended up collapsing, and most of what was in the garage ended up washing away. That's where the garage used to be. This is where the sidewalk was between all the different trailers. And then that's the worst trailer. A pile of trash. And we've got this whole area here. There used to be a shed there. That's about 6 feet down, 7 feet down. And we were working on this trailer, but we think it's probably too far gone at this point. It is, that's what the floor is looking like. I fell through it earlier. I've come up a few times to help my dad clean up the property, assess the work that needs done, and just to provide general support in a time that is difficult for a lot of people in this area. This is the current state of the property. We've done a lot of work, but tons and tons of large rocks and river stones were deposited onto the land whenever the water came through. So there's a lot of smoothing and landscaping that still needs to happen. Luckily, the Airbnb property is back up and running already. However, there is a lot of work still left to do to get this property back to what it was for both my father and my uncle who own this property. And that brings us to renovating this commercial building out front.
Come on in. We had this rented to a hemp store. Flood waters came in and it got up to about here inside the building. So they are not coming back. They're not reopening as far as I know. They actually came in because they thought they were going to reopen and gutted all this area and redid it. We've been working back and trying to figure out what to do with this space. My other brother and I have some antique booths, and so we were thinking of doing vendor spaces in here. Of course, this will be the counter area. This area back here needs a lot of work.
Yeah.
So we would break it up into basically, booths, whatever size booths, some maybe shelves, or people could rent like one cabinet like that. And just doing mountain crafts. I have a lot of artist friends, antiques, very curated. The laundromat in 1948 when they were building the dam.
Yeah.
All the workers, and then became a restaurant. After that, I think there was a hair salon in here at one time, and the hemp store. I think there was some offices in here, like I don't know, accountant or something at one time. But it's been many things over the years. This is the Frankenstein room. Yeah, that needs a little work.
Look at them electrical boxes.
This is the best one.
Oh. Wow! There's a lot of potential for this space, so maybe we'll go along with the journey with Dad, try and figure out what to do in this space, and maybe open up an antique store in Hampton, Tennessee. I'd love to hear your suggestions for things you think might fit into this space. There's a large front register space for things like smalls or other items that may need to be managed more closely. There's a room back behind the register area which could be used as an office or storage, or it could be opened up for more product. The other side of the building would be great for larger booth spaces. And Dad suggested having an area dedicated solely to furniture. But we're both curious if y'all have any suggestions for how you think we might lay this out.
I bought it off Dad.
Natalie bought the dude. As for the rest of what we're gonna do for the day, we've got Nay here, Dad. I think it's time to do some sourcing. Trying not to knock anything over. All right, it's now 3:41. We're hitting one more thrift store. That is literally all we have time for because it's on the way for me to drop Natalie back off. And then we have to drive home. Natalie is going back home with Luke, and I am heading back as soon as I drop her off, and it's gonna be a 3-hour drive, and then I have to edit this video. I told myself I was gonna get started early this year, and it just didn't happen. So we're just gonna have to see how things turn out and do everything day by day. All right, that is all the sourcing that we have time for today. I'm gonna drive home now, and I'll see you with a haul when I get home. I have made it home. It is now 7:33. I still have to edit this video. But before we get into the haul, I wanted to take a second and say thank you guys so much for being here as I go into this January video challenge. Challenge definitely fits here because it is very hard to film, edit, and post all within the same day while working around your regular life. I had planned to have a little bit of this done so that I had a buffer zone going into this, but my dad needed help working up in Johnson City, so I went up there for a couple days with the only time I had available off work to go help him. That's what this challenge ends up being, is just what happens on a day-to-day basis, trying to run businesses, trying to source items. And I am glad that we got out and did some sourcing today. If you want to stay tuned in to what the whole rest of this monthly challenge has in store for us, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to let you know anytime I post a video. I will have to get this one up today. I work tomorrow and Saturday, so that's going to be interesting, but we'll still get our videos in, and let's move on to the haul. All right, so on this side we have my items. On this side we have Natalie's items. I ended up picking up these really cute kind of ceramic molds that are painted. I love the folk style of these, and the color is really fun. I might hold on to them for fall. They might go in for spring. Either way, those are adorable. I found these 2 copper pieces. This beautiful copper pot. It does have a pretty rough inside and needs to be retinned, but I still think it's really cool if you wanted to use it for like decoration or something. We also have the colander as well, which is in great shape other than like a small little dent right there, but I love the colander. We found this cute little pottery piece that has a lid and it's really nicely glazed. I got this brass pot, which is kind of shaped like a spittoon, but it has a little bit more scalloping and decoration, and I think it's really cute. I did grab a brass candlestick, these really adorable acorn bookends, a book which I will probably keep for myself. It's general biology. I collect different books based on wildlife, biology, old textbooks, things like that, and I love having them in my home to decorate, especially if they're green or black or brown. I pick these up all the time, so this one will probably be for me. We did grab this beautiful basket and this really fun shelf piece as well. Natalie ended up getting the hat you saw, but she wanted to wear that, so she took it with her. She picked up this beautiful frame at one of the thrift stores we dropped into. She found a really cool stone paperweight. She loves saucers and different beautiful plate pieces and teacups especially. She picks up a lot of teacups. So she picked up this little teacup and saucer. She grabbed a couple of different seashells like an urchin and some indented bills from Maryland back in 1774. So there's a set of different old bills that she picked up, which are really neat. For the little amount of time that we had to go sourcing today, it was all of like 2.5 to 3 hours. I don't think we did too badly. I am happy with the pieces that I picked up. We got a total of 12 pieces. I forgot to grab 2 of them. I picked up a little thistle pin, which I'll show y'all, and a little owl as well. So I was able to find some things just going out really quickly, and I had a really good time with my sister. I had a good time getting to see my dad today and spend some time up with him for the new year. I hope your New Year's was great as well, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow. All right, let's go get this edited.